Good morning, good morning, good morning, world. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, world. Yes, good morning to all you wonderful people in the world. Yes, and welcome back to yet another fun-filled episode here with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Jamar, bro, my energy is up. I don't know why I'm so excited, but I just am. My energy is up, bro. Maybe it's because we've been doing a lot of great things with, our hoodies that's coming out. We in the works with that. You know, just had a great guest this past week, etc. I don't know, man, but the energy is definitely there. So I'm really feeling it, man. And so yes, world, welcome back to yet another fun-filled episode of Early Sports Talk. Embark upon what will be another great episode this morning. Thank you for getting up with you in advance for a time. And so back we left, back like we ain't got no clothes. And for the world is a better place when the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast takes us to conversation take place from this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always a blast to have you all tune in and participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast. Reminder via the Early Morning Sports page, as well as additionally on our Early Podcast Facebook. So we have a page. And so additionally, you can follow us on IG at the Early again on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk Podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, Ian Jones, Jake Naki Long, as well as our guests for that weekend. And so today is November 2nd, 2024, and we have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world. Yes, and thanks, Shamar, for that message. I received it, bro. What we saw, the Los Angeles Dodgers claimed their 8th World Series title in franchise history, capping off a magical first season for Shohei Ohtani. After he departed the Los Angeles Angel organization to go across town for the Los Angeles Dodgers organization. And now we look up, and Shohei Ohtani is a World Series champion from the series. Very Dodger organization. Additionally, we saw Stephon Diggs become injured and is now out for the season. And his Houston Texans and like them defeat Thursday night. Lastly, we saw Chicago Bears fall to Jane Daniel and the Washington Commanders this past Sunday after an abysmal defensive sequence, leading more fans out there to question if Matt Eberflus, and yes, there's still a question, if Matt Eberflus is the correct guy for this job, or if we as Chicago Bears fans are truly delusional after all. And so with that being said, introducing my brother from another mother and one of my partners here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mr. Jamar Goodman. Mr. Jamar Goodman, good morning, sir. Happy Saturday. How are you?
I'm good. So I know we had our stream on Monday night, but this is the first time that me and you actually been on here on a Saturday, and I don't know how long. So maybe that's part of the reason why the energy's up too.
Right. Yes. It's been a while, man. Life has been life, bro. So
facts.
definitely on the morning. So it's fantastic. My brother from another mother. And so, yes, bro, definitely good to be back with you. And so, with that being said, since it's me and you, possibly we'll have Jake and some others chime in this morning. I think, bro, if you're ready, we should get right into it. And so, let's go ahead and let's finish this conversation. And so, once you get this conversation started, I'm gonna go ahead and get our tags going so we can get our viewers going. But Chicago Bears recap. Where are you with this, bro? And since this week, etc., there's been just things happening with the organization. You've been hearing about injuries, things, and that. Just what's your thoughts right now from last week? Where are you with the Bears? Give us your 401, bro.
All right, so at this point in time, we actually have time to digest. Like, I was talking about it on Monday. That was a little raw. Like I couldn't even I still couldn't even stomach everything that happened. This time around, what's done is done. It is what it is. Keep it moving. All right, so from a football standpoint, um, you know, defense definitely played well. For overall they did because they kept us in the game. One thing I definitely said on Monday, but I'll say it again. Like, this team won't get blown out because the defense will always keep this team in the game each and every week. That's one thing that we can, take away from this team so far this year. Even when the
Mhm.
offense struggles, defense time and time again continues to give the offense chance to catch a rhythm and you know, eventually give them, like, every game. At the end of the game, Bears have a chance to win. Each and every one of these games they lost. Yeah, that's just a
Right.
fact.
Hmm.
So going to the offensive standpoint now, look, I don't know if it's Shane Waldron, if I lift the mask up like Scooby Doo, if it's Luke Getsy behind it. I just don't understand some of the play calling. And of course, when you hear the coaches speak, um, during the press conferences, they doubling down. They're not admitting their mistakes and stuff. Yes, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
Of
What the
course.
hell was Shane Waldron thinking at the goal line? And this kind of reminds me, and to our viewers, please don't laugh, but was he trying to do the refrigerator Perry from the 1985 Super Bowl, bro? When
I
he handed off that ball to that overweight lineman, thinking that he was just going to end up 350 pounds. I don't
oh that's what exactly that's what the play call looked like. It looked like the exact redemption of that play. It looked very
exactly.
very like identical. So in that moment, I with the game kind of like on the line there. What was that, third and goal? If I'm not mistaken, you
No,
do
bro, that
that
was second and goal. It wasn't an
second and goal.
urgency situation. No, it was
So
not.
so makes it even worse. Like, instead of giving the ball to Roshan Johnson, who I saw a stat, every time that he touches the ball inside the 5 yard line, I believe he scores every time. If I'm
Mm,
not mistaken, every time he's like 100%. It's
mm,
insane. That's a very insane stat. So instead of
mm-hmm,
giving it to number 23 in the backfield, who is a proven commodity, a proven touchdown getter when he gets the ball inside the 5, we
mm-hmm.
we do we do that.
Right.
Not even a clean handoff. Ball just blops all out there, and the first thing that you see, like 2 seconds into the play, Commanders players just signaling they got the ball and stuff, and it's just looking like WTF, like, what happened?
Right.
Um, so yeah, that whole blunder, and of course, like I said, he's doubling down, like I would do it again, like I no faults here, but then you have players at the same time saying that, yeah, we didn't really like the play call or the design. We have issues. This is like, it's a lot of, basically, everybody's not on the same page at all. And so when you have that means that's a leadership issue, which goes back to Eberflus, which goes back to your monologue at the beginning of the show. Like, is Eberflus, like, there's no guarantee that this man is still the coach next year at all. That man
Right. I don't
still
know if
has
he's
not
still
proven
thinking
himself.
that, but I
I
don't
don't
know if
know
he
either.
feel like he done.
Like, just because we was on Hard Knocks and they showed you at your mansion and stuff at the first episode with your new haircut this year, slick back and all this stuff, like, you feeling yourself, like, you have not proven anything. And
This is
to my
facts, bro.
understanding, they said the Bears have not won an actual road game on a Sunday in his tenure.
Wow.
And I think he has 3 road wins, period.
Wow.
So So yeah, needless to say, this is pretty much I want to say like a fork in the road type deal, based on like the I guess the end of results of this year. And when we get to the end of the regular season, like this is the fork in the road for me
Mm-hmm.
because after this game and next week, we know the schedule like hits a switch and this is game time. This is real. Like there's no more cupcake teams or whatever you want to call them. This is like full blown like big boy football at this point. We won't see the likes of Carolina Panthers or Jacksonville Jaguars or Arizona Cardinals, even though they've been playing a lot better lately. We won't see the likes of that. We get to see the likes of the Green Bay Packers, the Detroit Lions, the 49ers, the Vikings, and so on and so forth. So like this is it, man. Y'all, you all, whatever happened, and I didn't even get about into the Hail Mary. We talked about that on Monday. I ain't gotta get more into that anymore. And I heard Tyreek Stevenson is getting benched. Well, he's not gonna be starting per se tomorrow, and I understand that Brisker's still in concussion protocol and he ain't played in like a month. That's concerning. Kyler Gordon still dealing with a hamstring. That's concerning. So we haven't had our full secondary in over a month now. So I just hope they can get healthy as soon as possible. Cardinals is not a pushover team the way they've
It's
been
gonna be a
playing.
hard game. It's gonna be a tough game.
But this is a game we have to win. We have to win this one. We have to win next week. We have to be 6-3 going into the heart of the schedule. We just have to be. So, like I said, this game is very pivotal. This is a must-win game.
Mm. Yes. Ian, good morning, bro.
Morning, good morning.
Morning.
So, thank you for joining us, man. Appreciate you chopping it up with us. We're talking about the Bears right now, and so you know, just where are you right now with the Bears, man? Jamar, mentioned, the hard. We got the Cardinals tomorrow, but at the other hand, we still reeling from, what just happened this past Sunday. Um, right now with the Bears, where are you with them? Anything you think about within your temple right now with the Bears, bro?
I mean, the Bears the same Bears, no matter who their players are. I think Matt Eberflus' time is ticking. It's really been
Mm,
ticking for a while, but I think the defense has been saving uh, a lot. I think if it
mm,
wasn't for the defense, I think it'd be a totally a new regime in there. Um, I don't know. It's just it seems like we always picking the wrong offensive coordinator. I don't know. I don't know if
he's
Mr.
awful.
Waldron is.
What the hell was he in with that? Was he trying to do the refrigerator Perry from the 1985 Super Bowl, bro? When he handed
I
off that ball to that 350, was he trying to do the refrigerator Perry again?
I get.
1985?
I guess so. I don't know, but
Like,
I don't know. Hopefully he's the quarter. I mean, he's the coach to develop Caleb, but I'm not convinced. It's just the same story over and over again. Just no matter who the players are, no matter who the coach, we see the same sad story all over again every year. Don't matter. So great
mm,
defense. Defense is stout. Defense been saving them. It's just same story. Offense. Offense can get it done on certain games or against trash teams. They play a
mm-hmm,
mid-level team or a good team, then they just I don't know. I think it's if they don't have a pretty good record, because their schedule was a pretty favorable schedule this year. I think if um they go 7-9 or 7-10 or 6 and I don't know. I think it's time to let go of Mr. Eberflus. I think he's had his run and it's time. He didn't on his way to ruining two quarterbacks and another offense, another uh, offense with so many weapons, and we can't do anything. Now, granted, I know nobody's perfect, and some offense they have their time, and they don't have a good game here and there, but this just started to become a trend, and they still look the same.
Right, but let me ask you, Andy Jamar, fellas, let me ask you guys this really quickly before we move on. There was a lot of encouragement, I felt like, too. I liked the fight in the team. I like the grit that they didn't give up. They could have, they held Washington to a lot of field goals when they could have and should have scored a lot of touchdowns. So that's definitely great credit to the defense, right? Caleb, he was awful in the first half, but he looked good in that fourth quarter when it mattered.
Yeah.
And for me, that was a very, very good positive sign for the kid that he can find a rhythm, and he can find a rhythm in a tough moment. I love how Johnson looked, the goal line, and he get there. And so, I wish we would have not did the refrigerator Perry, but like if he got the ball, the Bears walking on in that case, maybe at least by 8 points. Additionally, I liked how the linebackers played. Keenan Allen, he was nice, y'all. He was getting some nice catches out there. Keenan, he's starting to look good. He was looking like a grown man. Who was the other kid, y'all? Number 11. He can fly. Is it Carter?
Yeah, DeAndre Carter, I believe.
Yeah. He's a bright spot too. Swift, when he get it going, he's a bright spot. Mr. Komet, we always know he's Mr. Reliable. So yeah. I just, I'm mad, y'all, but I know that this had to be a humbling moment for them. A humbling, especially Tyreek Stevenson. Unhumble ass, excuse my French, but this had to be a humbling moment for this man. The fact that he down there in the end zone, ton the fans, and then literally what really made it bad is that then you photo. I watched the photo. I love my Black history, but remember when Martin Luther King got assassinated, guys, and people were pointing, right? Jamar must know what photo I'm talking about that he saw on Facebook at the person who shot Martin Luther King. It was the same with the damn Bears, Jamar, and literally the fans in the front row were pointing to Tyreek Stevenson, saying, "Hey, Tyreek, the play started, bro. What the hell are you looking at us for?" Literally, they're pointing. You can see about 5-6 fans pointing. And literally Tyreek Stevenson the whole damn time still looking at the crowd doing this and stuff. And the play not started, the receivers running, everybody running. Like, oh. And so, yeah. We'll get into the NFL reactions and overreactions. But, and so Chicago Bears recap, a lot happening. And so world, we want to put out to you guys to support our stream. Jamar has been doing some wonderful artwork, and we're going to make sure you guys please support us in various ways. This is the link, and we'll put this link up, multiple moments throughout the podcast. And maybe start right at the beginning. We can do this. And so actually, I think that sounds better, bro. We should do it next week before we do anything. As soon as we do our introductions, after we do our introductions, before we get into the Bears. Voila. And so, yes, Jake is with us this morning as well. Good morning, Jake.
You're. How
Can
y'all
you hear
doing,
us?
fellas?
We good, bro. We good. How are you?
Good.
Uh, Sorry for the tardiness, but
We good, bro.
just
We
getting
good.
ready for my grandma's birthday party today.
Ah, okay. Happy birthday to
Happy
your grandma,
birthday.
bro.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
She the big 82, man. She the big 82.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
That's off. That's awesome, man. That's awesome that she's made that age.
Blessing.
That's
It's
great,
a
man.
blessing.
That's a
Facts.
blessing, bro. It's today's world, that's a blessing. And so, yes, amazing, man. And so, yes, world, support this stream, and we'll put it up again. All you got to do is take your phone, use the QR code, and it'll take you to Venmo. And from there, if you got a Venmo account, so fellas, NFL reactions and overreactions. And so, this is always a great segment. As always, it just hits home a lot. And so, let's begin now. Start with you, Jamar. So, first, gentlemen, is it an overreaction to think after a 7-0 start by Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs that this team could continue this streak simply because this team has the best quarterback in the NFL, as well as simply because this team has started 7-0? Now, once again, guys, this is a very oxymoron question because we know that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. This team is 7-0, right? But this team maybe has not looked as impressive as some of our previous 7-0, 8-0 type teams. And generally, it's been a stat that whenever we state that a team is undefeated on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, generally they lose that week or they lose the following week. And so, um, Jake has been stating that the referees has been helping them. But his take will be interesting as well. And so I'm very curious. And we'll begin with you, Jamar. Is it an overreaction that this team could continue this streak because of all the pieces that they have as a city?
So it's not an overreaction. They can continue the streak, and I'll leave it at that. But I would say it's not because of the play of Patrick Mahomes by any means. This man has looked the worst in his career so far. I mean, I would never thought that Patrick Mahomes would have more interceptions than touchdowns thrown at this point, but yet they are undefeated. Um, and I would say a lot of that has to do with their defense being elite um, against the run, against the pass, just playing top notch football. And we all know that starts with Chris Jones right there.
Mhm.
Um, Duffy's playing excellent as well. I mean, they just traded for another pass rusher, outside linebacker. I mean, they pretty much just add more pieces to that. Um, the offense can definitely play a lot better, and I would say I give the benefit of the doubt. A lot of it's probably the injuries that probably has made Mahomes maybe throw some, you know, uh, inadvertent passes here and there, or just probably think he can get away with stuff with players he's not used to throwing to on a more consistent basis or something of the sort. But nevertheless, the fact that they're undefeated and he's playing this terrible lets you know that there's a ceiling that this team has not even hit yet. And
Right.
that's what makes it very scary because I feel like the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens are the better teams than them, but yet they're the ones that's undefeated. They're the ones that's showing that they still have a chance to make this a three-peat. I mean, heck, the team didn't play great at all last year. And they got smacked on, what was that, Christmas? Or Thanksgiving by the Raiders, whatever day that was. And then from there they just hit a switch and all of a sudden back to back champs. So once again, it's not overreaction to that point of them continuing the streak. I just find it amazing that they're winning and Mahomes has 8 touchdowns, passes to 9 interceptions on the year. So
It is amazing. Yes. This could be very interesting. Ian, What's your thoughts, bro?
It's not an overreaction. I think I think I stated this a couple weeks ago. I think the Kansas City Chiefs just know how to win. Obviously Patrick Mahomes is not playing like Patrick Mahomes, but somehow I think they're still the only undefeated team left, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, he's pretty much playing trash, but compared to his past play, but
right.
and somehow they just still getting it done. I think that's the scary thing about the Chiefs. They're not even playing their best football on offense, and but somehow they still undefeated and they still getting it done. That just lets me know that they're being coached by one of the greatest coaches we'll probably ever seen coach football.
Yes. Jake, your thoughts, bro?
Uh, I'm not gonna give the sportscast answer, so y'all already know how I'm going with this. Uh, it's an overreaction for me because when you get help from the zebras on the field, you can do whatever you want. You can do anything,
Now, for the
anything.
world, Jake, who are the zebras? Educate us. Who exactly are the zebras?
Them referees who getting paid a couple extra thousand, that's on that field. You feel me? I mean, hey, don't get me. Hey, I'm just being honest. Videotape evidence is out there for excessive holding calls, excessive pass interference calls, especially when they in trouble. Game on the line. It's been numerous game winning drives by the other team, and the Chiefs should be literally what 0-7, not 7-0. Them refs bailed them out
Zero.
every game.
Wow.
Hey, y'all can hate me, y'all can
Uh,
talk about me. It's video evidence. Check it out. Go check it out.
wow. Okay. And so Jake said they should be 0-7.
Check it out.
Oh my goodness, man. And so yeah, um, Jake is definitely in the belief that the Kansas City Chiefs is getting help from the NFL referees. And so
Definitely not
possibly
believer. It's
this could
real
be true.
facts.
This could be true, man. And so you still got video evidence, YouTube videos and all that stuff. And so yeah, man, this could be true. Um on the other hand, though, speaking of help, we know a team that might need some help. Secondly, fellas, is it an overreaction to think that after a heartbreaking loss, and every loss for the Cowboys, y'all, is a heartbreaking loss. After a heartbreaking loss by the Dallas Cowboys, yet again, is it a reaction to think that this football team is not only no longer the team to beat in the NFC East, but that things could get worse for this team as this season progresses? Is that an overreaction? Come on.
Man, what would Dub be saying? Trash. They're
Mhm.
trash. This team is trash. It's all. I mean, let's see. Like the running game is non-existent. Like just completely non-existent. I don't care if it's Rico or Zeke or Dalvin Cook, who's been refurbished about 3 times at this point. Outside of CD Lamb, they can't find a second wide receiver. I don't even know why they traded away Amari Cooper a couple years ago, but I mean they ain't making the same sense on that one. The defense itself is just trash. I understand Michael Parsons ain't been there or the Marcus Lawrence, but still,
Where's they run defense, Jamar?
like
In the low
Brandon,
500 yards.
I feel like you could be in the backfield for the Bears, and we play the Cowboys 17 straight games. You would be 1,000-yard rusher.
Not 1,000.
He might get a nod for the Pro Bowl playing against the Cowboys at this point.
Dang.
Man,
So you
boy.
say he gonna be Genty from Boise State? You sick.
No, he definitely gonna
I'm
look like
gonna
Genty from
be
Boise.
Emmitt Smith back there running against them boys.
No,
Emmitt Smith back there, boy.
Dang, that'd be some irony there. I might make sure you wear number 22 while you're doing it too. But dude, like this team, I don't know. This team is nothing but switch tees across the board. They just can't get it done. Dak Prescott, um, it's funny because I had somebody tell me that Dak Prescott is the black Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins is the white Dak Prescott. So they both were all one and the same on that one. But nevertheless, I mean, they just can't get it done. Like you just paid this man the what 60 mil a year, and what third team in the NFC East. I mean, it's bad enough this division itself doesn't have back to back division champs in over 20 years.
That's
So
crazy.
They
needless
be
to say, they wasn't
that
gonna win
be
the division by default entering this year. So yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely like anything with the Cowboys is not an overreaction at this point. They are who they are. That's who they are.
yeah. And so, Ian, bro. Good morning, Terrence. I don't like bald in the left corner. And so,
Dang,
uh,
catching strays early.
so, and so, Ian, bro, is it an overreaction to think that upon looking at this, that there's no team, but that things the season progresses?
No, I mean they only gonna get worse. Uh, they suck. As in my Jamar was they trash. Um, I mean I've been saying it for like the last 12, 13 years. They're not gonna be good. My Jerry Jones is at the head of that program. So until he falls over, you know, gone to glory, we're gonna
That's
see the
all over.
same Cowboy.
Bro
And
said go to
they don't
glory.
have no they don't have no they don't have no
Horrible.
they don't have no running game, so they need to go get Khalil Herbert. But other than that, they need to go get Khalil Herbert and have Khalil Herbert and Dalvin Cook as they 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I don't know what to tell them. At this point, I had to quote Mace. I'm tired of explaining myself to niggas about these Cowboys. It is what it is. They suck.
Mm. We gotta end. We gotta do a real now. I love it. I mean, and the way this is breaking down the Cowboys, it sounds very accurate. And
Yeah,
so,
very
Jake,
accurate.
Jake, what's your thoughts, man, on the Cowboys? Is this an
Um,
overreaction that could be based off of what?
my thing for the Cowboys is do y'all remember that era where everybody in New Orleans wore the garbage bags to every game?
Ooh, when it was the angst. It was the
Yeah.
angst.
Yeah. I think Dallas should start doing that. Like I think the fans of the Cowboys should start wearing the garbage bags to every game until Jerry until Jerry Jones say he don't want to be the owner anymore. It's a lot of stuff in the locker room. I knew I never thought Dak was the future Cowboy QB of the team. Jerry Jones just don't like giving people money because they could have had Derrick Henry this year, and what happened? They didn't want to pay the man. So until then, we just gonna call them the trash bag. You know what I'm saying? The trash bag boys, or
Yeah, I like that.
uh, we could say they kicked the bucket. I mean, how you want to go? You know what I'm saying? We go many names if you want to.
Dang.
Right. And so, Jake, is that what you got for us, bro? That's your thoughts?
I mean, they ain't no explanation. They suck. I mean, that's it. The trash bag
Okay.
boys. That's simple as that.
Mm. And so, yeah, we definitely see that these are some strong takes for the Dallas Cowboys. But the good thing about the Dallas Cowboys world is that they do have one of the highest values of market value for any team in sports internationally. And so, you make money, and doesn't necessarily heal winning right in, but it heals other things. And so
Yep.
Gary is he's floating high on that end. But staying in the NFC East, gentlemen. Next, and this might be a little crazy, but is it an overreaction, fellas, to think that upon the play of rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels, should be considered right now as the leading candidate for the most valuable player award? I think this is a legit argument here. But Jamar, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start the argument with saying that's an overreaction. I mean, I get it though. I mean, the man has over 1,700 yards passing, 7 passing touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, 4 rushing touchdowns, so 4 total touchdowns. You know, they're 6-2. They are leading the NFC East. I get it, but Lamar Jackson is the MVP. Lamar Jackson has over 2,000 yards passing. Actually, you might as well say 2,100 yards passing. He has 17 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. This man has over 500 yards on the ground. He's on pace for throwing 4,000 yards in the season and rushing for 1,000 yards. Like,
Team is
so, and we
now
still
all
think
three of
the
those
Baltimore Ravens.
they've been very close. They should have really won all three of those. I mean, they done blew every game with the Ravens.
Yeah, and
They're about
yeah, but also, I mean, they beat the Commanders and Jaden Daniels. And then also, like I'm pretty sure that we would sit up here and think that the Baltimore Ravens are a more likely team to get to the Super Bowl than the Commanders because of the guy that Jerry Jones didn't want to pay. I think that element added to that offense, you know, made that team that much more better. I mean, they just traded for Deontay Johnson out of nowhere for a draft pick that's probably irrelevant. And even with all this, I mean, their secondary hasn't been great at all, but we still feel like that this team is a very dangerous team, and it's because of Lamar Jackson.
okay. Yes. And bro, is it an overreaction to think that after, seeing the play of rookie quarterback Jane Daniels, seeing what this team was last year, seeing the explosion, seeing the margin of victory, seeing this complete change in DC, that rookie quarterback, Jane Daniels, should be a leading candidate for the NFL most valuable.
I do feel like it's an overreaction. But shout out to Jaden Daniels, man. He's been playing exceptional as a rookie. Maybe if he keeps up this play and they keep winning, maybe he gets in the conversation. But as of right now, no, I think it's an overreaction. I think the two front runners for MVP right now is Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and I don't think it's close with nobody else right now.
Okay. And so, good morning, Tiana. Tiana stated absolutely he should be at least a candidate. So she feel that he should be in the race. Yeah. And so, Jake, what's your thoughts on this, bro?
I don't think it's an overreaction. He the best quarterback the Commanders had since who? Robert Griffin III, who had an amazing rookie year. I feel like he should be in the running for MVP. If he's not top 3, he's definitely top 5. So, I mean, he's doing something that most rookie quarterbacks haven't done. You know what I'm saying? The best rookie quarterback that was on his pace was RG3. I mean,
But
RG3 had more rushing yards at this point, but
question for, but the thing is, I just want to point out the question is, should he be the leading candidate for MVP?
the leading, nah, I ain't gonna say leading, but he should be a candidate.
All right, just making sure. Just making sure.
But nah, I ain't gonna say leading, but he definitely should be, like I said, he should be top 3 in the MVP or top 5.
I
His
think he
play
should
is
be.
amazing.
I mean, could we argue, Jake, top 3? you could he's a top a rookie quarterback, but world, we got to look at what this kid is doing. I mean, he had the Bears scared. They were scared. You could sense the fear literally from the television screen. It's the reason why number 53 didn't rush. It's the reason why the defensive lineman stayed back. I guess they were worried, Jake, that he was going to run 70 yards on him. I don't know what the hell, but that's a whole nother story for another day, right, Jamar? But literally, you could see that the teams that they've been facing, they've been beating these teams very badly. And it's been because of this kid putting a lot of fear. He's a very, very, very gifted. I mean, he was getting out of first downs, and we got a great defense, y'all. He was escaping from the defense. He was making some plays. I'm like, they got him. They got him. No, they don't got him. And so with all these different things and the ability to pass, and the fact that this team is 6-2, you can argue that this kid could be a top 3 candidate for MVP right now. And so we're going to continue to see how things progress. But right now, this kid is looking very, very good. Because that the Bears should have took Jane Daniels instead of Caleb Williams. But sometimes you just got to take the person that you've seen that was the best in college. Jane Daniels and if I'm mistaken, you stated that the Bears should have took Jane Daniels, right?
Yes.
I thought you said that before, bro.
I said that.
You were strong on that.
Well, I didn't really. Well, I wouldn't say that they should have.
Jake said that.
Taken. Yeah, Jake said that.
Okay.
I don't. But I'm not disagreeing. I don't feel like they. I feel like basically they got bullied into taking Caleb because I feel like if they take Jaden Daniels, then they should have just kept Justin Fields. They basically the same player. Justin just has a bigger build, I would say, but they basically two of the same players. So it would have been like, oh, we're taking Jaden Daniels, and like we could have just kept Justin Fields. But I guess it's a cheaper, I guess, selection, I guess, because you don't have to pay Jaden Daniels as much as you would have had to pay Justin Fields after this year. So uh, I said that, but I think Jake did say that they should have taken Jaden Daniels. But Jaden Daniels will probably look the same because we never picked the right offensive coordinator. So we had a chance to get Cliff Kingsbury. What do? We let that get away, and I don't know how because he coached Caleb Williams in college. So I mean that was pretty idiotic in in my brain. I mean, y'all know y'all taking Caleb. Go get his offensive coordinator that's familiar with him. Duh.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude,
And look
when
who he coaching now.
Yeah,
That's
dude, when they
crazy.
asked Kingsbury before we played them, they asked him like about the interview with the Bears, and he just pretty much just shunned them off. Like he was like pretty pissed about it. So it just seemed like they just interviewed him just to get information about Caleb. That's what it felt like. They didn't
Pretty
like take him
much.
seriously.
And that's why the Bears will never be good, just like the Cowboys.
Like
That's why I'm not a fan anymore.
we know you announced your rights for the last like several weeks now. Like I know, man. I know.
Man, but last week that took my breath away. I was like, man, they're gonna get a win. I said, man, they're gonna beat Jaden, and I was like, are you serious? Say only the Bears, only the Bears.
Right. And so maybe to answer your question, Terrence, quick question. Why do y'all think that Jalen Daniels wasn't picked number 1? Maybe part of that answer could be because the Bears are the Bears. But let me ask you, fellas, Jamar, why don't you think, outside of just because of the Bears not being the Bears, or the Bears just being the Bears, excuse me, why don't you think Jaden Daniels was not picked? Like, why do you think the Bears did not pick him? To answer
Because
Terrence.
they overhyped Caleb Williams, and he wasn't even the best quarterback in college football last year. Plain and simple. Jaden Daniels was the best quarterback in college football last year. He won the Heisman. He had over 4,000 passing yards. He rushed for over 1,000. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but y'all keep.
I mean, you hit it on the head. Like the hype and attention around Caleb Williams, they pretty much made it seem like that man was a can't miss prospect, and he probably, I mean, I don't know, 7 games into his career, so it's still very early.
It's still early, yeah.
It is super early. It's just the
But in
fact
big,
that we live, like, the problem is we live such in a microwave society. We want results like right away. And Tom Brady said it best not too long ago, where he says, like, this day and age, like, quarterbacks are not like learning the foundation. They're more so learning the scheme. They're not like really taking the time to really understand what it takes to be an NFL quarterback. You more so got to learn the system and the scheme really quick. So maybe the head coach can keep his job, and there's no time to really develop quarterbacks like it used to be. So we getting all these, these half-ass quarterbacks out here that just, look at Anthony Richardson. And I know that's a whole nother ball game, but I'm just saying,
I mean, that's you heading where we were.
You getting that? You getting Bryce Young? I mean, Mac Jones, the same class.
That whole class.
I mean,
That whole
dude,
class.
we even questioning Trevor Lawrence. I'm definitely questioning Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you pay that man $55 million, and I mean, our quarterback's better than him. I feel like so. It's like, so it's, dude. But needless to say, just to answer the question, it's just, I mean, it's a lot of hype. They a lot of hype on the guy. And once again, he probably could be that guy. It just takes time, but they don't want to give people time these days. So that's where we're at.
Right. And so, man, all right. You were hitting somewhere, Jamar. That's gonna be our last NFL reaction overreaction. But for our fellas, Jamar, is it an overreaction to think that after the impressive win over the Baltimore Ravens, that quarterback, Cleveland quarterback, Jameis Winston, has the tools to take this team or this football team on the road to recover? We ain't got to spend too much time. But do you think that Jameis misery that Deshaun Watson put him through?
No, I don't think it's overreaction. I'm gonna quote Jameis Winston. Quote: "You can't say the sky's the limit when there are people on the moon." With quotes like that, with quotes like that, I think anything's possible with the Browns and Jameis Winston. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. It's not overreaction.
Okay, right. So, do you think it's possible in that the Cleveland Browns gonna eat them some W's? You think they're gonna eat them some W's? You think it's possible, bro? With Jameis Winston at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns?
I mean, it's possible, man. Jameis can win games. I think Jameis' issue is, I don't know, sometimes he just make bad reads, man. Like even before the game winning touchdown last week, man, he had a terrible throw right before that. I mean, the DB just terribly dropped the interception. So we wouldn't even be talking about them winning, but hey, he dropped the ball. Next play, Jameis throws a game winning touchdown. He's the hero. So Jameis, he's capable of winning games, man. Jameis could throw the ball, man. He could do some special things with the ball. Just sometimes his decision makes. Sometimes he'd be like, "What are you looking at, bro? Why did you throw that?" I mean,
Right.
the man threw
He
30
does
touchdowns and
think.
30 in this. He threw 30 touchdowns in the season, 30 interceptions. I mean, just depends on what Jameis you gonna get that day, I guess.
Right.
Great leader though, man. He is hilarious. Man, James Winston is hilarious.
something
But
wrong
he
with that man.
great leader, man. And I like I like the way he stood up for Deshaun Watson a couple weeks ago and a couple of his other teammates.
He
That
was
was so passionate, bro.
so alone. That's how he was.
So
Yeah,
passionate.
yeah. No, they was dead wrong, but he is hilarious, man. Like the clip with him saying, he said, fight, fight for the emblem on your helmet or the logo on your helmet. Then he's like, oh, we don't have no logo on our helmet.
With the Browns.
I mean, he is hilarious, bro. He
I
hilarious.
don't think he's trying to be. I think that's just all natural. That's what makes it
Yeah,
really funny.
yeah. That he be so serious.
Right. Famous Jameis. And so, Jake, to continue the
Crazy.
conversation about famous Jameis, we're giving him some love this morning on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Do you think that it's possible for the Cleveland Browns to continue to eat some W's with Jameis Winston at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns?
No. No. Hey, last win was a fluke win. It was definitely lucky, but no, they not gonna eat no W's like that. They are in the running to get the first pick of the draft. It's over with. It's a done deal. There's some decent QBs in this next draft. So yeah, we gon' they I ain't gonna say tank the rest of the season, but they not going. I say they gonna win the next. I say they win like 2 more games for the rest of the season with Jameis at the helm, and that's it.
Okay. All right. And so we're gonna see what happens with that with famous Jameis. Good for Jameis. He, got him a start. He got him a W over a good football team. And so we'll see what happens with that situation. And so lastly, speaking of NFL quarterbacks, gentlemen, is it an overreaction to think that after the benching of Indianapolis Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson, that he needs to be humbled? Or gentlemen, stick with me. Is it more that was one break and take a playoff? Is it an overreaction to think that this man needs to be humbled, or that he was possibly not wrong for just wanting to take a tire, and then he wanted to take a playoff and get him a break and get him some Gatorade?
No, he just need to grow up. You are the franchise quarterback. You was drafted top 5. You was on Jeff T's podcast talking about, like, in my opinion, the NFL is easier than college. Talking about all this. But then you had the post-game press conference saying that, yeah, I was just tired. I got to take a playoff. Like, when you are the leader of the team, when you are the quarterback of a team, you don't get that out. You don't do that, because all you basically saying that you gave, saying that should be the last person on the team to be giving up on, to give up on anything. You can't do that. I understand he's young, 21 years old. I think the youngest, at the time, the youngest starting quarterback in the league, only had 13 starts in college, only 200 and some reps in the NFL. And of course, the only way to get better at playing football is to actually play football. I understand all that, but there's a different level of responsibility to being the quarterback of an NFL team. There's a reason why there's only 32 starting quarterbacks in the league, and a certain number of them are getting paid the top dollars, because you have to have a certain level of maturity, certain level of leadership, and also including the play on the field, which has been super trash to begin with. Like he giving out interceptions left and right, worse than Will Levis. Yes, yeah. And I call him Anthony Randolph, because I don't even know who's getting the ball. And I told there's a Colts fan I know that has season tickets. I'm like, you got your gloves in the stands, right? Because that ball could be coming to you too. So nevertheless, that man just needs to grow up.
All right, and bro, is it an overreaction to think that this kid was not a football game, of a tight football game? What's your thoughts on this?
You don't say anything like that. I mean, I started playing football when I was 10 years old, or 10 or 11. Never came to the sideline as a quarterback. I would say never came and was like, "Oh, I'm tired." Like, you don't even have to run full speed every play. Granted, he's a very athletic quarterback and his ceiling is, through the roof. But I think I heard Cam Newton say yesterday, him only starting like 12 or 13 games at Florida is alarming. I mean, he just doesn't have that much experience as a quarterback. He's still raw, but that's nothing you say. I mean, I feel like it's self-explanatory. I mean, I haven't even seen a high school quarterback come out and say, "Hey, bro, come give me a breather. I'm tired." At quarterback, like that's nothing you do as the quarterback. You the leader of the team, and with you being a top 5 pick, You're the leader of this franchise. You're the future of the franchise. There's no way in hell you should be coming. I don't give a fuck if you're tired. I don't give a fuck if you just ran an 80-yard run. There's no way in hell you come off the field and say, hey, bro, I need to breathe that quarterback. No, you're not a running back. You're not a quarterback. You're not a tackle. You're not a linebacker. Hell, you're not a DB. You're not a kicker. You're the quarterback. You're the head of the team. You're the head of the franchise. When y'all lose, it's your fault. When y'all win, you're the reason y'all won. That's just how it goes. And that's just how it's been forever. And that's, in my opinion, that's just unacceptable. Rookie, first year, second year player, first time starting. Don't care. That's unacceptable on all levels. It's just unacceptable. I don't even. I can see if he was doing it, to be sarcastic, but he was serious. Even if you tired,
Right.
you don't. That's nothing you tell the media because anybody on all these social media platforms, including our platform, we're gonna tell you up. That's just unacceptable. That's just nothing you say. I seen a podcast with his teammate. They didn't agree with it, but they kind of took his side a little bit, but I mean, they his teammates. That's what they're supposed to do. So it seems like he got a good, rapport with his teammates, which is a good thing. But on all levels, that's just unacceptable. There ain't nothing you say. I'm tired. I was tired. I needed a breather. No, you don't say that. I
Right.
would rather him lie and say, "Man, I twisted my ankle," or
Yep.
I think I broke my
Right.
pinky or something like that. And just say I
Right.
was tired. That's ridiculous.
Right. 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 Yeah. Jake, bro, your thoughts on this? Was the kid? Is it no reaction to think that he was wrong for just wanting to get some Gatorade and take a play off and catch up on his breath?
Man, I'm going with Ian. At all the years I played football, I never in my life heard that in my just ever. But if I was the coach, like general manager, GM, owner, however you want to put it, he's he's getting kicked off my team at the end of the year. Point
Uh,
blank. Period.
Hmm.
I
Is
don't
it
need that.
but
I don't
why,
need
Jake? Do
that.
you think because when the moment gets crucial that you think that he won't be there, right? Like if something really is crucial, you got a playoff berth, like he
It's
could just fizzle out right in the middle of that, right? You think he'll
n-
just
no. It's not even. It's not even about fizzling out. It's not even about the moment to be it. You my franchise quarterback. I took you as the second, third round. I mean, second,
second
third
overall pick,
overall
right?
pick in the NFL draft. You're not getting paid to say I'm tired. I'm not paying you to say that. And for you to be 21 and you got these older guys, and you got Joe Flacco as your quarterback, as your backup, and he's not. Hey man, listen. Let me tell you something. This not the place for you then. You know what I'm saying? This is not the place for, you know what I'm saying, for work for you. I don't know what NFL owner, franchise, team will accept a answer like that or just him saying that boldly. So if I was the coach, I'm letting him go at the end of the season. He got to find a job or he needs to go work at a grocery store or something after the season because there's nobody's going to accept that as a general manager or a coach. You're not finna say,
Man.
oh, I'm tired. Okay. And
Mm.
what that mean?
All right. Yes. And so, Jake, powerful takes, fellas. Um, you guys have definitely said a lot here in regards to Anthony Richardson, Indianapolis Colts quarterback, stating that he need a Gatorade break in the middle of a very tight football game versus the Houston Texans. And so he has been benched this week. And so we'll see what progresses, what happens with this situation for this young kid at quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. On the other hand, some of the notable college football games we have this week, we'll get into that. But before we get into that, fellas, let us have an NBA conversation. And so, gentlemen, I want to know, based off of what we've seen thus far this season, I mean, we haven't seen none. We know in basketball generally, you kind of know, right? Um, right now, Jamar, um, and this will go for you as well as you, Jake. And who guys is your front runner for NBA champion right now? Who do you think, if you had to pick right now, your NBA champion?
I would say definitely not the Milwaukee Bucks. but I'll get into that later on. But no, my pick would be the team that you've been coveting for a while, the Boston Celtics. That'll be my team. Um, because of the fact that they pretty much have the same team back, but on top of that, they also playing with a chip on their shoulder because of what happened over the summer. The fact that you got one star who didn't win Finals MVP that hardly played at all in the Olympics. Matter of fact, it was one game he didn't play at all, or twice. It was something like that. It was insane. And then you have another guy who won Finals MVP, but felt like he got snubbed from the Olympic team. So it's like you have two people, your best two players, that's playing with extra motivation this year. And that team, there's really no holes on that team. And they don't even have Porzingis yet. And when Porzingis added to the lineup, it's unfair. So yeah, it's the Boston Celtics for me.
Ian, bro.
I have two teams. So I have the reigning champs, the Boston Celtics, and my surprise team is the Sacramento Kings.
That's the Sacramento Kings.
Yep.
Okay. Why?
DeRozan.
Yeah. I just.
Okay. Ian do love some DeMar DeRozan.
I can't even get it out.
Buddy went to
I mean, yeah, it's a part of it, but I feel like they could be a surprise team, man. I think they have a pretty complete team. Got shooters, they got scorers, got a big man, a big versatile big man as well. So I think they could surprise some people in the West. Now the West is a gauntlet, man. It's gonna be hard, but I feel like if De'Aaron Fox could take that next leader, I feel like he can take that next step possible.
Okay. All right. Yep. And so Jake, bro.
So we just picking one team, or all right, we can do two. All right, cool. So just off team structure, it's definitely the Boston Celtics as one. Then if I have to go with a 2 and a 3, my number 3 would be the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are the only undefeated team. They have great team chemistry right now. I think they winning margin is like what 10 or 15 points a game against teams. Mm-hmm. And then my number 2 would be I say Dallas.
Okay. Dallas, yes. Dallas is going to continue to get things together. And they are
Clay now.
They got Clay now. They can put up a lot of points. These are actually my top 2 teams too, Jake. Dallas and Boston. And so yeah. But Ian, bro, that's an interesting one. Cleveland, that's the even more interesting one, Jake. These both are very interesting teams. And so we got this noted, really. Cleveland and Sacramento. All right. And so, additionally, fellas, we stated that we gave we will be etc. All that good stuff. So we'll continue this NBA conversation world next week. We'll kind of break it down into pieces, and we'll talk about all the teams we think. Conversation. On the other hand, world, some of our notable college football games for this week includes number 3 Penn State versus number 4 Ohio State. So, Ian, bro, Ohio State, they got a big one today. It's going down. It's going down, man, in Happy Valley. And so, number 3 Ohio State versus number 4 Ohio
Where's
State.
the game played at?
Happy Valley. Happy Valley.
Ooh. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, they play early. They play early today too. It's not even a night game.
Right, it's gonna be a great environment. You know that all white environment. You know they got a good environment up there in Pennsylvania. So
How they not
you
the
know,
game of the week?
you
Yeah,
know,
I think the Penn State fans were mad that they got an early game
It
today.
should have been the game of the
Normally,
week.
normally
yeah,
that
right.
game,
You know, it's always better at night. I agree. You know.
normally that game is a primetime game.
Yeah. So we're gonna see y'all. Number 19, Ole Miss versus Arkansas. Arkansas, y'all, low key been explosive. They can put up a lot of points. And you know, this just reminds me of the SEC. Shout out to Vanderbilt, by the way. You know, that football team has drastically improved, and they ranked number 25 behind Illinois. And so they've changed a lot of things down there at Vanderbilt. So it's great. Number 24, Illinois versus Minnesota. And so Illinois went up to Eugene, Oregon, got bounced last week. So you could really see, guys, if you saw the score and you saw the game, how heads and shoulders right now Oregon is, guys, above the rest of the country. Maybe it's just a competition, but they're looking pretty up. Number 21, Army versus Air Force. We want to point this out because this is an armed forces game, is always notable. And so that's always a great game to look forward to. And then number 1, Oregon versus unranked Michigan Wolverine team. That unranked Michigan Wolverine team. And so want to point that
Trash.
out. Number 1, Oregon versus unranked Michigan. And then lastly, guys, we want to shout out the 2024 MLB World Series champs, LA Dodgers. And so, Jamar, just really quickly, bro. You know, the LA Dodgers got it done. Do you think with and Ian, by the way, shout out to Travis. Travis is a former Mustang. He played on that '04 Morgan Park football team. And he is the strength and conditioning coach for the LA Dodgers.
For the Dodgers, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He's been there for years. This is second World Series championship, Travis.
That's
Probably
dope.
friends with him on Facebook, right? Travis is
I
very down to earth. Jamar,
believe.
Travis used to visit Purdue Calumet, bro, because he used to date Jasmine from Morgan Park back in the day. Literally.
Jasmine who?
Oh wow.
Jasmine.
From '07. Pretty Jasmine with the pretty eyes.
Like Kim.
Jasmine with the pretty eyes.
Yeah.
I think yeah. I think
And Jamar know it too because she went to Purdue with us. Basically, she was dating Travis for a while, and it was just always good seeing him. He would kind of stop through, you know, and it's great to see him. It's great to see people like Abdullah. Abdullah used to visit Purdue because he dated Antoinette. And he does really, I mean, these guys do really well, guys. And so it's really good to just have seen those guys back in the day. They would stop a lot. But back to the LA Dodgers, Jamar. Do you think that this team has the tools to continue this? Because this is Shohei with that big LA Angels organization. I know they just like, man, you know, but anywho, you know, he go right to the Dodgers crosstown World Series championship. What's your thoughts, bro?
I mean, that's what happens when you go to a competent organization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the simple, I mean, we Otani had a 50-50 year on top of everything else. And the scary part about it, the man wasn't even all the way healthy. He didn't pitch.
Right.
So he didn't even get that element. So this team, by default, is going to be better next year.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do nothing in the World Series, though.
And that's what makes it scarier.
Exactly.
That means bright lights is too bright for him.
Jay, you tweaking, bro. Now I've got to step in. We talking about Shohei Ohtani, bro. You must not watch baseball. Do you watch baseball?
I do. That's my second favorite sport.
You know how good this guy is. He's not even
in the regular season.
And so everything that Jamar has stated, no, bro, he was the NLCS MVP. And so, like, this guy is great. He didn't have a great World Series because he got injured in game 2, Remember when he slid on the base and he got injured his hip and he was on the ground for like 15 minutes? Yeah, so it was normal. But he got Freddie Freeman, the World Series MVP. Mookie Betts, 2-time World Series champion, Jamar, with the Boston Red Sox. Max Muncy, who's been there, has been a great one of the best managers in baseball. Do you know that the Dodgers have been to the last?
I got a question. So we talking about Shohei. We ain't talking about the Dodgers organization as a whole. We
I
talking
know,
about Shohei Hotel.
even
What did he
Shohei
do?
Ohtani, bro, he is the best player in baseball, and it's probably not even close. To Aaron Judge, nobody can do what Shohei Ohtani does. Nothing. Like a 50. Do you know how hard that is to do 50 stolen bases? With like, do you like? I wish we had Jonathan Abernathy on here, Jamar, to explain to our boy Jake what we're seeing from Shohei Ohtani, because we probably will never see this again.
I mean, listen, that was in a regular season.
No, bro, he
That's,
had a good playoff too, though. He had a fantastic playoff.
yeah, you just said he was the MVP of the national. You know what I'm saying?
After
The
he
national.
declined, after he got hurt, the other guys on his team stepped up, and so yes, Jamar,
but you making it seem like he's the only player for the Dodgers, bro. My thing is this: you just
no,
said
we're
he was
not
the MVP.
saying that, bro. We're not saying that, but we are saying yes that there will be, and it is very likely that the Dodgers will be here for some time to come, because this was only the first season. And if you watch baseball, Jake, you cannot sit here and tell anybody that watches baseball that Shohei Ohtani is not the best player in baseball.
I never said that. I'm just trying to figure out. My thing is this. I said you just said he was the NC, right? MVP, right? That was just the series before. Even though with the injury, he's still the MVP of that series, right? So
no,
why
he
he
got
wasn't the
injured in the
MVP of the
World
World
Series.
Series?
He got injured in the World Series.
Yeah, game 2.
So that stopped his production at the bat. He can't swing.
Hey, he injured his shoulder.
Yeah, he injured his shoulder, bro.
So which one is it? Did he injure his hip or did he
It
injure his
wasn't the
shoulder?
hip.
Which
It
one?
wasn't the hip. It was the shoulder. He injured the shoulder.
So his hip, his shoulder, which is why he was on the ground. And he was on the ground for a while because he injured his shoulder, and it makes sense because he was sliding for second base.
Yeah, I saw
and
that
so,
live.
Right, and so to talk about further time purposes, Shohei Ohtani is definitely the best player in baseball. The LA Dodgers look like they are set up for success. Man, shout out to Dave Roberts. This guy's a fantastic manager. Guys, we know as we've been watching this LA Dodgers team, they've made the playoffs, I think, every year since he's been there. They've had tremendous success. This is their second World Series championship. I think they've had at least 3 World Series berths. NLCS like 4, 5, 6 times, something like that. I think the years that they lost to the Padres last year. But this team has been doing very well. And good morning, CC. That's Tehran's team. So she's talking about the LA Dodgers. And so this team is set up for success, and they set up for a very good run. But shout out to the Yankees, man. The Yankees look good. They were star-studded too, Jamar, and Jake. They had Giancarlo Stanton. They got one of the best pitchers in baseball. They big payroll. It was a lot of money in this series.
They choked
between these teams. But
they choked.
The Dodgers, man, they got a lot. They just got a lot. And so we're gonna see how things continue to progress with that. And so, fellas, let us now get into our NFL Week 9 predictions. We got a variety of games happening this weekend. This is always a big crust of our show because we got to talk about why we pick, etc. And so, Jamar, we're going to go with you. From there, we're going to follow up with you, Ian, and then follow up with you, Jake. And yes, okay, yep. And so, with that being said, Jamar, we're going to start with you. Speaking of the Cowboys, the Cowboys tomorrow from the grandma overseas. The top team, I believe, is the home team. No, actually, no. So the Falcons are at home. So who you got for this one, Jamar? Cowboys, Falcons.
All right, just so people know, Falcons are favored by 3.5. Over under is 51.5, so they expect a lot of points here. Yeah, dude, for the reason that we just spent the whole segment talking about how bad the Cowboys are. There's no way I can pick the Cowboys to win this game. Give me Kirko Chains in this one. I'm taking the Falcons.
I'm taking Kirko chains. Walk your trap and take over your trap. taking the Falcons. They need to get Kirk Cousins out of Atlanta, man. They got him quoting bankroll fresh, man. This is ridiculous.
And speaking of Kirk Cousins, Jake, bro, will the Falcons be swag surfing after this game tomorrow versus the Cowboys?
Swag surfing. I don't know about swag
Yeah, I don't know if
surfing.
you ever saw that. After the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, he was in the crowd doing the swag surf. Whole
Yeah,
ATL.
that was epic.
Whole ATL. It was epic, bro. He had the whole ATL doing the swag surf.
I ain't see that game. I ain't see that, but that's crazy. But
I'll find the clip for you. It's wild.
That's insane. I didn't know he could, catch a beat. But no, I got the Falcons, man.
Yeah, so Jamar, you pull out.
I think I heard what you said, so I got you.
Okay, I say pull out the site. You know where we going here.
Yep.
Voila, yes. So Cancun 03, yes. And so that we all should agree with that. Patriots at the Titans. Jamar, who you got for this one?
Patriots at the Titans. Okay, just so you people know, Titans favorite 3.5 at home, over under 37.5. I think Drake May is questionable. Just throwing that out there. I think I'm taking the Titans. I don't have what I famously say, the warm and fuzzies about any of this, but I'm gonna just take the home team. I think if anything, the Titans defense is not terrible, so I'm gonna take the Titans.
All right, Ian, bro.
I'm gonna take the Pats on this one.
Yeah. Jake.
I'm going with the Patriots. They've been in a lot of tough, close games, so they do for a win.
Yeah, and I'm going with the Patriots too. They responded last week after their coach called them soft after they lost the previous week. And the Titans, to me, is just a terrible football team. So I know they're at home, but I think the Patriots can pull this off, especially if Drake make plays. But I even like him with Jacoby Brissett as well. So I got the Pats. Raiders and Bengals. Jamal, who you got?
Raiders and Bengals.
Shout out to the Bengals, by the way, man. It ain't looking too good for them, Jamar.
He said Raiders.
Raiders and Bengals.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess Vegas like the Bengals well enough to make them -7 favorites, touchdown favorite at home, 45.5 over under. I don't think Zach Moss is playing, so you're gonna have Chase Daniels. T. Higgins is out, so what else is new there? Raiders are just trash. Give me who they. Give me Cincinnati.
And
Jamar Chase has a big day. Fastest person in the world, according to my daughter. I'm picking the Bengals.
I'm going with the Bengals.
All right, Jamar, pull it out.
Here we go. Come on, computer.
All right. And so, well, that means that we all go with the Bengals. Broncos and Ravens. I I don't have the warm and fuzzies with this one. Broncos actually is a decent football team, in my opinion. Who you got for this one, Jamar?
Yeah, Bo Nix, interesting.
Yep.
Defense, interesting.
Low-key. Yeah.
But Vegas thinks that the Ravens are a 9.5-point favorite at home, 46.5 over under. Yeah. So if the Ravens are the team who we think they are, this is a game that they should win and they should dominate. But this is one of those also I want to see if Bo Nix is actually that guy, because as was pointed out earlier, the Achilles heel for the Ravens is their trash secondary this year. Even though they have some star players back there, they just continuously playing like trash. But nevertheless, Ravens should win. I don't know if they cover or not, but they should win.
Right. Some ugly football games here. Patriots, Titans, Raiders, Bengals, Chargers, Browns. You guys in Broncos, Ravens.
I got the Ravens on this one.
Okay, Jake.
Ravens.
Yep, Jamar, pull it out.
Say less.
And so Chargers, Browns, Jamar, who you got? Browns at home.
So
I mean, they are at home, by the way.
Yep. So Chargers, they got them 1.5 favorite on the road, 42.5 over under. Dang, they got the money line even. This is basically a pick'em game at this point. Interesting. Yeah. Look, I understand the Browns are the Browns, but I just know the Browns can actually move the football now without Deshaun Watson, and it makes things a little bit more interesting. I think David Njoku is playing, so that's a bright spot. The Cedric Tillman guy has been definitely a bright spot since James has been quarterback. You know what, man? You know what? Sky ain't the limit because people on the moon. Oh, I'm taking the Browns.
Yep, I'm just an FYI. I'm going with the Browns too. And
the Browns versus who? Who they playing?
Chargers.
I'm going to Browns.
And Jake?
I'm going with the Chargers.
All right. Yep. So Saints Panthers. Jamar, who you got for that one? We are looking at the Saints going to Carolina. So they're going to Carolina tomorrow.
Going to Carolina. The savior, Derek Carr, is back after this team has lost 6 straight, I believe. Yeah, they definitely lost 6 straight. But they got the Saints 7.5-point favorites on the road, 43.5 over under. I feel like, I'm sorry, Ian, but the Saints win by default.
Yeah, because I mean, Bryce Young gets started tomorrow, so he came back last week. He looked pretty bad again versus the Broncos. No, he was out too actually. So Ian, bro, who you got for this one?
I'm not a big fan of the Saints, but I'm a big fan of Alvin Kamara. The Panthers are a complete shit show. They just basically gave away their best player last week.
They always getting rid of their best player, but
They do.
Yep. That's another story. Saints. I'll go with the Saints on this one.
Yeah. And Jake?
I'm going with the New Orleans Po' Boys.
So Jamar, pull it out, bro.
Cue us up.
Yes, sir. Yes. Dolphins and Bills. I feel so bad for the Dolphins, gentlemen, because they had their chance to win that game last week versus the Cardinals and blew it. They had multiple chances. But shout out to the Cardinals who stayed, persistent and consistent. And, man, Marvin Harrison Jr., y'all, just a grown-ass man. Just a grown-ass man, that kid. On the other hand, the Dolphins got the Bills tomorrow. They in Buffalo. Jamar, who you got?
There's a lot of, before I get into it, Bills are -6 at home, 49.5 over under. I don't see a path to victory for the Dolphins at all. At all. And just one thing to point out, Brandon, we talked about this man so much over the years, but he only has one interception on the season. That's crazy. Good old Josh Allen. So yeah, Bills Mafia.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting because the Dolphins froze for some reason. It was, you could see the difference with Tua Tagovailoa being back. You could see the difference in the teams. But Ian, bro, who you got this?
I'm gonna go with Bills Mafia.
Right. Yeah. Jake.
Josh Allen, man, with
Yeah.
Amari
So
Cooper.
Jamar, you can pull it out, bro. Voila. Yes. Commanders and Giants. They in New York tomorrow. Jamar, who you got for this one?
Oh man, it seems like it's gonna be a crime out here. So Commanders are -4 favorites on the road, 44.5 over under. We came to the conclusion, I think when I say we, I think me and Ian, that the Giants got the best defense in the NFC East.
Okay.
By default, the Giants got the best defense in the NFC, but needless to say, that don't matter here. We going Commanders.
Okay. Ian.
Cancun Commanders.
Jake.
I'm the Commanders. I've been Daniel Davis. You know what I'm saying? What you mean?
Right. Jaguars, Eagles. Who you got?
Another Cancun. Another Cancun.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's coming. Just for the record, Philly is favorites by 7.5 points. Over under is 45.5. I think that's actually going over. Yeah, I'm pretty much ready to hit the Cancun button if everybody else is.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think the Jags will give them the game though, y'all. Because the Eagles, my only problem with them is they tend to let you down when.
Man, what the little girl say off Rush
Wait,
Hour? Press the button.
The Eagles, man. They, you don't believe in them, they come out and play. When you believe in them, they don't come out and play.
Hey, is this a Doug Peterson revenge game?
Yeah, this is true. Wow. Jags are coming off a win, so they're gonna be a little excited going into that tomorrow. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very. We'll find out how good the Eagles are. It could be a tough game for them. But you go ahead and pull it out. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. Voila. Yeah. So Bears, Cardinals, fellas. Jamar, who you got for this?
Oh boy. Well,
in Arizona tomorrow, by the way.
Yep. And Cardinals are a 2-point favorite. And so as we know, on a neutral field, the Bears will be a 1-point favorite. 44.5 over under. Yeah,
who just
definitely...
said he tweaking? Talking about Cardinals by 18. He's smoking something this morning. I'm listening though.
Yeah, that definitely hell no. This definitely ain't an easy game by any means. It's definitely a winnable game, but I also pointed out that the Bears have not won an actual road game on a Sunday in the Eberflus era. And we have 3 road wins in the Eberflus era. If I'm not mistaken, all the losses are on the road and all the wins are at home this year. So if the Bears are going to be a playoff team, they have to win this game. I'm gonna pick them. I don't have the warm and fuzzies, but if they can slow down Kyler Murray, it makes the game a lot easier. So go Bears.
This is gonna be a tough game for the Bears. This Cardinals, I'm telling you, Jamar, this Cardinals team is a good team. And who you got for this one, bro?
I'm going with my guy. I'm going with Kyler and
of course you are.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Shout out to DJ Moore though.
Hey, what school did Marvin Harrison Jr. go to?
The Ohio State University.
And they gonna lose to Penn State. I'm going with the Bears.
Ohio State, man. Ooh, they got some talented receivers. That's like a receiver factory over there.
Ain't the best receiver in the country is a rookie? I mean, not a rookie, a freshman on that team.
Yeah, it's between him and that kid from Alabama. If you ask me,
Yeah, Jeremiah
The
Smith.
best
Yes,
receiver in
sir.
the country is he plays for
They both
Alabama. He's
are
17.
amazing.
Actually, if we,
Amazing.
actually, if we're gonna be technical, the best receiver in the country plays
Right, I get it.
the Colorado
Colorado.
Buck.
Colorado. Yeah.
You said
Travis
who?
Hunter.
But he also the best corner in college too at the same time. That's wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wouldn't
He
disagree with
y'all
you on
say he
that.
the best receiver?
Best player in the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah, that boy, the UBC to play. I mean, these three
Ball skills
receivers
is
are
unmatched.
amazing. They are incredible. The plays that Travis Hunter, the catch he had last week, it just was like I felt sorry for the defender. Like maybe he was just too little for him. It was like, damn.
I'm just
Like,
happy that Ohio State get to play some real talent today. So that's all.
and so
They
right,
gonna spank Penn State.
yeah, I got
You
Ohio
said
State.
you said y'all
But
gonna
we
what?
gonna see, fellas. We gonna
They
see.
gonna spank him.
Y'all barely won last week. Come on now.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
we was looking ahead. It's
No,
gonna
Right.
be easy work
So to
today.
stay focused, fellas, we
ain't
gotta
no easy
continue
work today.
to not have ADHD. We gotta focus on the Bears and Cardinals. And so, Jake, who you got for this one, bro?
The Bears.
Cardinals.
The Bears. I don't
And
cheer for no. I don't want to cheer for no quarterback who plays Call of Duty more than he loves football. I'm going with that.
Ooh. And that new Call of Duty game fun too.
well, you know what? They've been playing some Jake. I got the
It
Cardinals.
ain't good enough. It ain't good
I
enough.
think it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a tough game, but I don't know who's gonna stop James Conner too. And Marvin Harrison, no disrespect, our secondary is great. It's going to have to take a great effort from Tyreek Stevenson along with Jalen Johnson. It's going to have to take an effort, man. Because
Y'all
this
act
kid,
like Marvin Harrison Jr. out here just dog walking.
he is, Jake.
No,
He is.
no.
He
The problem
is a
is
grown man. This kid, he is an
so
adult.
He's not
not
dog
a
walking
rookie.
people like that this season.
so
I'm
both of y'all.
sorry.
So both of you all are correct. Both of you could be true at the same time. That man is a grown man, but the problem is Kyler's not giving him the ball like he should. So the stats ain't there. That's the problem.
Right.
Oh,
He
but
did not-
against those Bears, you can almost bet he gonna get that ball against the Bears.
Probably so.
Why?
He was looking
He
like
barely gonna have 50 yards tomorrow.
man,
Stop.
Okay.
he was looking like an adult these
Jalen
last
Johnson
couple
better
weeks.
look alive.
Full adult, not a kid. So we're gonna see what happens with this Bears Cardinals.
Man,
Interesting game.
that Jalen Johnson family member is gonna be coming for you again, Ian.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
They're ready to put the paws on you.
Ready to put the paws on me.
They was mad from that comment on IG last year. They was pissed off. He got a contract after that. I'm telling y'all, people be watching our podcast in secret. I swear they do, and they be taking our stuff and they just being ghosts. I bet Stephen A. Smith watching us right now. He just don't have a little dot, so we can't see him watching. Trust me, he paying attention. Real talk, bro. Like all of a sudden we be looking up and our content, our questions. Weird, bizarre. Yo, Jamar, bro. Rams, they are at the Seahawks tomorrow. Nikhil Pachua, he's back. Okay, and the Rams, what's happening. They're at the Seahawks coming off a win. The Seahawks looking like a pretty decent football team. But this is a divisional game. Who you got for this one, Jamar?
Yeah, this game is very interesting. Rams are right now favored on the road, -1, 48.5 over under. This game comes down to who's actually going to play. So Puka did play last week, but he's questionable. More so a game time decision this week. McVay said he wouldn't bet against him not playing, so he kind of expects him to play, but we'll see on that. DK Metcalf, I don't know if that man's playing or not, and that's a whole nother situation right there. At least the Rams got Cooper Kupp back. Kyron Williams is a touchdown machine. Usually when these two teams go against each other, it's a great matchup. I'm very torn
word?
here, just like Vegas.
Where's
But
Jimmy?
I
Mm-hmm.
will. I guess I will take
Mm-hmm.
the Rams off the simple fact that I think their offense is a little bit better than the Seahawks at this particular moment on Saturday, November 2nd. But ask me again tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I got you. And so, and bro, who you got for this one?
I got the Seahawks.
Okay. Yes. And I know that Jake was on the phone. But Jake is back. He good. And so, Jake, bro, who you got for this one? Rams, Seahawks.
Seahawks. Kenneth Walker gonna have a big game.
Seahawks too. I think he played at home, so I got the Seahawks at home. Jonathan, he stated he's giving a pick too. He said Rams, Seahawks. So I think he's taking every pick with us, by the way. Just an FYI, additionally, he got the Lions beating the Packers by 32.
I'm with him. I'm with him with that one.
The Lions, man, they just looking like dogs out there. This is the game of the week for me tomorrow, fellas. These are two very good football teams. 6-2 Packers. The Lions are what, 6-1, I think.
Yep.
And so, who you got for this one, Jamar?
Well, Lions are favored on the road, -3, 47.5 over under. I'm definitely leaning Lions, especially if Jordan Love doesn't play. He's still battling that groin injury. He is questionable. I think he will suck it up and play, unlike some quarterbacks who needs a break. But nevertheless,
Right.
it's hard for me not to pick against the Lions in this matchup. I'm not even being biased. It's just that team is. Whenever your quarterback throws 68 yards and they throw 52 points against an opponent, like I don't know what to tell you.
That's just the way around the team.
Yeah.
And
Man,
Of course,
come on now. Come
of
on.
course, he's picking the
I mean,
Lions.
right.
Hey,
Jake,
I forgot.
It's
He
the
got
grit. It's the
15.
grit.
He got 15 of the 32 teams in the NFL. Y'all know who you rocking with.
The grit.
Great gang.
so Jake, who you got, bro? Lions or Packers?
It's gonna come down to the last play, but I'm gonna go with the Lions. If the Packers could stop their run game, they might have a chance. But it's gonna be the Lions because of Jameer Gibbs and Montgomery.
Sonic and Knuckles.
These receivers. What's going on with Jameson, by the way? Jameson Williams. He good to play tomorrow, Jamar?
No,
No,
that
I think
man's
he's
suspended.
right? Yeah, he's suspended.
Right.
He not
Yeah.
coming back to like week 11, right? I
Yeah,
think
he's
so.
a
Got caught with
full-blown
with two
idiot.
blicks. Yeah, got caught with two blicks.
Man. Ugh. He
Well, he
just
was doing
And
the
it,
Katie got bands dance. No, I'm just playing.
yeah.
nah,
He
he
just
got
do.
pulled over. I think he got pulled over. I think his brother was driving. Two guns in the car. I don't know if they was registered to his brother or I feel
But
like they was registered to his brother or something.
I think he was suspended before that for something else.
Right, for gambling.
No,
He
no,
Nah,
was
no,
he
no,
got
bet-
no, no,
suspended
I think
no,
for no, he
he
got
was
suspended
betting on
for
some. When he
no
betting
no
on
no no.
games?
That
no,
was
no.
last year. He
It
got
was
Okay, that
suspended
was
for
last year.
Smoking weed.
no
no substance abuse.
substance. Yeah, something with
Yeah,
substance.
Okay.
So and then shortly after the
the
whole pull over with guns thing.
that
So like
uh,
this dude's a full
guy
blown
came
idiot.
out.
I
Came out.
mean, weed is a substance. I'm just saying.
Hey,
No,
They
it wasn't
not gonna
weed
say
though.
that.
It wasn't weed though.
right. Man, but to think this kid is so talented coming out of Alabama, man. And when he plays, he gets touchdowns when he play. Low
Yeah.
key, y'all, he be getting a lot of good touchdowns. Scoring like this kid could be a lot better than what he is. He keeps getting his own way. Big question for me tomorrow, fellas, is if Jordan Love is playing. I don't like the Packers to win if Malik Willis is playing. Although Malik Willis, y'all, shout out to him. He looks like a completely different football player. with the Green Bay Packers compared to what he was in Tennessee. You could see the difference in these organizations. You could
And
clearly see
develop.
the difference. Yeah, right. I mean, and it's crazy. You can see the difference in these. It was a beautiful last week to get that field goal. Beautiful pass. And so, you know, I'm gonna go with the Lions as well. So Jamar, you can pull out the.
Press the
Yeah,
button.
man, it's been a few picks here. Hold on, I gotta find the button. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, I can imagine, bro. Voila, voila, yes. And so we all got the lines. Vikings and Colts, Joe Flacco, no disrespect to Anthony Richardson, but I stated to Jake 3 weeks
All
ago,
disrespect.
I stated to you that when Joe Flacco plays with the Colts, that the Colts actually look better as a football team when he's at quarterback, even though he, was on the couch last year and he's in retirement. Oddly enough, he can get the ball out still. He probably can't move, but he can throw the rock, as we know, in Jamar. But they're going up against the Vikings tomorrow. Sunday night football. The Vikings coming off 2 straight losses. If the Vikings lose this game, then are the Vikings who we thought they were at the beginning of the season? I don't know. I think this team is a really good football team. So we're going to find out tomorrow. But Jamar, who you got for this one?
Well, over under 5.5 at home for the Vikings, 46.5 over under. I mean, I know you said don't disrespect. That's all disrespect because Anthony Richardson or Anthony Grant, whatever you want to call him, man, he's trash. Just freaking trash. The ball don't move with him. But needless to say, the Vikings are definitely playing a better team with Joe Flacco at quarterback for the Colts. So this pretty much comes down to the blitz of the Vikings versus the offensive line of the Colts. Because that man is a statue. They get to him, it's curtains. And at the rate that they blitz, I think it's curtains. I got the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings blitz like monsters, don't they? And then I think that's Flores, Brian Flores written all over them. Ian, bro.
Taking the Vikings.
If Jake is.
No pressure.
I wanna say the purple people eaters, but I'm gonna go with the Colts, man. I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Don't get the button ready in this case, Jamar.
Just confused.
Right, but I got the Vikings, man. From everything you mentioned, Jamar, the Vikings should win this game. A good one Monday night football, fellas. The 2020 Super Bowl, Buccaneers and Chiefs. Buccaneers coming off a disappointing loss last week. The Falcons, who Jamar has been big on preseason, and I thought the Bucs would win this division. The Bucs look like they sliding, but the Falcons are, on an upward trend. And the Bucs play the Chiefs tomorrow. But as stated, whenever we point out the undefeated teams on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, they lose the following day. This is interesting. So, Jamar, who you got?
Well, Chiefs are favored by 8.5 points at home, 45.5 over under. I mean, we stated how the Chiefs got here. It ain't because of Patrick Mahomes. But the Buccaneers secondary is not the greatest in the world. So maybe, just maybe, Mahomes actually looks like Mahomes in this game. Buccaneers are deprived of weapons. I mean, Kate Otten has been pretty good, but outside of that, they're still trying to figure out who is they go-to wide receiver.
Mike Evans been injured, right, for the last week or two?
Yeah, he won't be back to, I think, week 11 or so.
Yep.
I mean, Chiefs did get a refurbished toy in DeAndre Hopkins. Kareem Hunt has been sensational since he's been. I got to take the Chiefs. I got to take the Chiefs.
Yeah. Him.
Of course, I'm taking Patty and the Chiefs. Best quarterback in the league. He gonna get back on track. They got D Hop now. Xavier Worthy. Man, Kelsey might get going. Y'all better watch out.
Right. Jake.
I don't even like saying their names, but I'm gonna go with the NFL cheetah team. Cheats. The Kansas City
Right.
Chiefs.
So
You know.
Jamar, bro, pull it out.
Without further ado,
Voila, that button be busy as hell, boy. Man,
The Kansas
It-
City Chiefs, man. It's crazy.
man.
funny.
And lastly, fellas, to pick our Thursday night game, the Bengals. They'll travel up to Baltimore for Thursday night football. So, Jamar, who you got for this one?
Ooh, and this always a very
It's
fun
gonna
game
be
between these two.
interesting. I just want to say really quickly, Jamar, it's gonna be interesting because if the Bengals win this week, I feel like they're gonna have a different mindset, Joe
Yeah.
Burrow. You know?
Right, which we
Hello?
we have expect them to win against the Raiders, so
Yeah, sorry.
hopefully we get that.
Right.
So there's no spreads or anything just yet,
Mhm.
just based on what we know
Nah.
today. Yeah, give me Baltimore.
And bro.
I'm taking Baltimore.
Okay. Yep. Jake, bro, who you got?
I ain't hear everybody picks, but I'm gonna just say press the button. That's all I'm gonna say.
So that means, yeah, he's right. Press the button, Jamar. I think we all got the Ravens here. Voila. And so, with that being said, those are NFL picks. Brother Jonathan Abernathy, thank you for joining us. He got the Bengals. Y'all beating the Ravens by 7 because Jonathan Abernathy stated. I think that was that was the Jets, but he got the Bengals beating the Ravens by 7. And so, with that being said, let us now move on to Ian's basement. Just curious, Ian, you got something for us this morning or not? How you feeling?
Yeah, man. BTA, belt to ass. Shout out to the Morgan Park Mustangs that whooped them Simeon Wolverines ass last weekend. 42 to
Yes, sir.
6. BTA, belt to ass. We run the six. We
Exactly.
run Ben's hands.
You heard
That's
that,
all I
Jake?
got.
You heard that, bro?
That's cool. It's only for a year. It's all right.
You heard that? Yeah, we put the clamps on Simeon. I was like, damn, okay, like
I
they
was there. I was there
yeah.
tailgating. Shout out to AJ Green, the famous YouTuber, for giving both teams that platform, man. You know, that's something they'll never forget.
Mm. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, it's always been a rivalry. Jamar, Simeon is our rival, and Jake could tell you Morgan Park is the rival of Simeon. It's the Battle of Vincennes. And if I'm not mistaken now, will there be a trophy for that going forward?
Yeah, it's a trophy. It's a trophy now. The Al Scott and Lexi Spurlock trophy.
Wow, two legendary coaches. Al Scott is from Simeon, Lexi Spurlock, our former head coach at Morgan Park. Wow, rest in peace, Coach Spurlock. Grateful for
Rest in peace,
all,
Al Scott.
Cole Scott. Yep.
man.
Rest in peace to both of them.
Wow. And so Al Scott, he transitioned too. So tell me just really quickly, Jake. He was the head coach from Simeon when? Just get a
He passed away in '05, my freshman year.
And so yeah, that means he was there some years prior to that then.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He
And
was there
so
all through the '90s and the '80s and something else. But yeah, he been there for. He was there for a while.
okay. Yeah, like we be going at it, Jamar, for baseball, basketball, football, you name it. And so, what a great rivalry! And it's even more incredible to know that you have a trophy now for the Battle of Vincennes. That's dope as hell. That's dope. And so, yes, before we get into our final thoughts and shout outs, world, we want to tell you again to support this stream. Support this stream. You see that link? Take your telephone, use it, go to your camera, QR code, and from there you can go to Venmo and you can support the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. We would love to continue to do podcasting, but we can't do it without the help of you. We need the people. We need you all to be there with us. And so please support this stream, support this podcast, and we would appreciate it in advance. We appreciate the love from you all. So thank you so much, and thank you in advance. Support this podcast. And so, gentlemen, as we head into the weekend, we want to ask for any final thoughts or shout outs. So, Jamar, we'll start with you and Jake. Any final thoughts or shout outs, Jamar, as we head into the weekend?
Bro, man, what's in the water these days, or lack thereof? Because it's been nothing but I feel like injuries, especially in the NFL, and I get in NBA, you getting these injuries too. The big name players, it's just like it's different nowadays. I feel like it wasn't like this when we were growing up. To like, it's I don't know if it's the way that they prep these days or
Because they
what.
played on real grass back then.
I mean, that's definitely a part of it too. Is I think it's a number of things, but it's just it sucks. It sucks big time.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yep. And bro, any final thoughts or shout outs as we head into the weekend?
No, not really. Shout out to us. We got some merch coming soon that we working on. So anybody watching or anybody that watches us on a consistent basis, stay tuned for that.
Yes. Jake.
In the words of Nate Dogg, smoke weed every day. Love y'all, man.
Yes. And for me, I love the merch, Shamar. Great work, bro. Them hoodies are gorgeous. I'm really excited for that Cancun on 3 with that Emstp at the bottom. That shit fly, bro. That shit fly. On top of that, them new hoodies that you got with the colors, bro. You know what I'm saying? With that Emstp, we probably just missing a little bit of piece under there. You know, a little something under there, but them joints cold. Look, and bro, I'm not a part of the gang no more. Look, but when I do this, we know this on Boss in Chicago on Boss. You do this, that means
It's the other way
bro,
around, man. It's the
on
other way
Boss.
around. It's right over
This,
left. There
it
we
is?
go. There we go.
No, I always thought it was this, bro.
Y'all
So look,
funny.
put
I
it
ain't
like
heard
this,
nobody
bro.
do that. I ain't seen nobody do that. Man, I can't even tell you, bro.
On Boss, bro.
Nah,
Legitly, bro.
Probably high school.
Them,
Probably high
y'all,
school, maybe grammar school.
them
y'all in
hoodies,
too deep like Makai Fife right now. I'm just looking.
them hoodies off the chain, bro, on Boss, bro, on Boss. And so, yeah, bro, them hoodies off the chain, bro. Keep designing, bro. Them boys fly. And so we definitely look forward to getting them boys out there. Let us know what you need. Jonathan, bro, yes, support us, bro. Get one of them hoodies off boys. You get one, get you a hat, you know what I'm saying, to go with it, you know what I'm saying? And you good, you good. So yes.
Y'all funny.
Tuning in with us this morning. Chop it up with us. And if you would love to talk sports talk podcast, we are here and would love to do so with you. Appreciate it.